The Mount Moon Review podcast, while a podcast about Pokemon, is not intended for children. You can expect some instances of adult humor, coarse language, and adult situations. Parental discretion is advised.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 42 of the Mount Moon Review podcast, the only podcast that will take over dictatorship of North Korea in the event that Kim Jong-un is actually dead. I am your host, the Razgrees, with my co-host, the Blue Duck Gold Duck, bringing you all the news you need to know about the world of Pokemon that's occurred in the last week in a heck of a lot less than an hour again this week. I'm sorry to tell you. Duck, so we have another slow news week, but we do have news.
Yes, we do.
So we're not going to keep you in suspense, but we are going to laugh quite a bit at some of the shenanigans that have been happening just today alone in regards to TCG rotation. But we are going to start out with the VGC as is our custom. Duck, what do you got for us first?
There's not really VGC news, but I'm sure everybody who plays VGC religiously is now playing the Ranked Battle Series. And Series 4 was just announced. Beginning May 1st, the rules are going to change, and all Gigantamax Pokemon have been released in the game are now legal. Like, they've all received their events where they're boosted.
Right.
Or they were boosted in raids. So, now it's fair game. You don't have to do the...
Is it legal? Are you sure?
Yeah. It's 300. I did 300 raid resets to get a Gigantamax hidden ability Charizard. And could you imagine, doing that without the stupid date changing thing?
I don't know what you're talking about. Time travel's not real.
Right.
I'll tell you, this past, about a month now, I guess, I haven't played a whole heck of a lot of Pokemon. I have been playing a lot of Animal Crossing. It's a great game for being stuck in quarantine, let me tell you. My wife actually stole my oldest son's Switch so she could play Animal Crossing. But
that's awesome.
The funny thing, and there is a correlation to this. There's a funny thing. In Pokemon, we know that time traveling is a thing, and everyone just kind of like, meh, it is what it is. If you get on the forums for Animal Crossing, those people are vicious. I mean, they are just vicious when it comes to time travel.
Why though? like if it makes the game more fun, I can understand people being mad about it in Pokemon more than I could understand. It's not fair that
they'll post a picture of their island. Look at all the work I did in my island, and everyone's like, time traveler, and they're kicking on the forum. I mean, they're just nasty.
If it makes the game more enjoyable for you, change the freaking date. Who cares?
And it's actually kind of funny, and I'm kind of shocked that Nintendo hasn't taken, or Game Freak or whoever hasn't taken a stance on this. But due to time traveling, they already did an update in the game, and there was an interest system for the bank, and people were depositing their money into the bank, forwarding it
in
Animal Crossing, forwarding it 60 years, getting the interest, pulling it out of the bank, resetting it, and they kept doing it over and over and over again until they had millions and millions and millions of bells. And
okay, that's kind of like...
So you get a letter in your mailbox outside your house from the Bank of Nook that says the interest rate's been reduced.
That's funny.
So it was kind of funny how they incorporated the update into the game, and I'm actually kind of shocked that they haven't done anything like that with Pokemon to prevent time traveling.
Well, maybe because they know that it's bullcrap that you need to time travel to get decent Pokemon.
That might be it. That might be part of it, but I don't know. Seeing as one's competitive and one is really not, maybe there's a correlation there. I'm not sure, but It's just something. It was something I noticed that the vitriol that came out for Animal Crossing that doesn't come out for Pokemon is just, I don't know. It just struck me as amusing. I thought I'd better bring it up.
Yeah. So I did want to note that with all the Gigantamax being illegal, that includes solar powered Charizard is now legal. Like regular Blaze Charizard was legal before. Now it's legal with its hidden abilities since the raids were boosted.
Okay, that's definitely a piece of information people need to know, because it's with certain ones people are like, yes, I got this, I'm gonna run in, and they didn't realize the abilities kind of kicked it out of there at times too.
Charizard's the only Pokemon that applied for it.
Right, and the one that you needed was actually the hard one to get. So
no.
Well, it's not the one I got.
What do you mean, Blaze Charizard?
Yeah.
Yeah, that one was legal the whole time. That's just the standard ability. The hidden ability is Solar Power, which gives it a damage boost in the sun.
Now I'm gonna have to look, 'cause I don't remember which one I have now.
Well,
anyway.
I can. Well, yeah, whatever. And also all legendary Pokemon, including Trio Pokemon and Mythicals, are all banned as well. So we only got three legendary Pokemon in Sword and Shield base game with Zacian, Zamazenta, and Eternatus, but then they added the Pokemon Home legendaries, and there's 20 legendaries now. All of them are illegal. Normally in VGC they let the trios in, so you can use like Moltres and Zapdos and Articuno, or they have Cobalion, Verizon, and Terrakion in the game. For some reason they added those to Sword and Shield. Those are illegal.
Yeah, it's you thought it was going to open up a lot more Pokemon Home, and it didn't. It really didn't.
You can still use like the non-legends, like Incineroar. I mean, that's better than most of the legendaries they're not letting people use. So
that's pretty much the thing is, though, right? Right now we have very limited news with anything Pokemon, because no one's playing right now.
Right.
States are starting to open back up, but I do not see Pokemon resuming until July.
No, Japan just canceled another series that I think it was supposed to be in July.
Yeah, it's going to be at least July, and that's going to come down to what the states even allow, gatherings to take place. Maybe comic book stores and card shops to reopen. So VG is going to come into its own this year, I think, especially if they start doing online sanctioned tournaments for points. And I think this might be the resurgence of the video game format. But that's just my opinion.
Yeah, it'd definitely be cool to be able to get worlds level points without leaving. That definitely removes a barrier of entry for a lot of people.
It removes a barrier of entry. It makes things a little easier, but the thing doesn't make it too easy, because you don't necessarily have to be the one with the joysticks in your hand anymore.
That's true.
So I can see an argument both ways on how.
And how would you do it? Does it you have to be online from this time to this time, and we'll start all the matches at once? Or is it just going to be you log on and play somebody else trying to log on, and then at the end of the time we'll pick who got first?
Well, they did start doing the events like they normally do for online series, where it's like a 3-day period. You could do X amount of matches, where those actually were carrying championship points. They weren't a huge amount, but they did have championship points attached to them.
Right. But that's everybody has a chance to get all those points. There's not one person is walking away with 200 points like a regionals. That's what I was saying. Who gets first place in this?
I'm just saying, if we can't have regionals, that might be the way they have to go. What they're going to try to salvage the 2021 season. I did emphasize that very much, and it was for dramatic effect. And we're going to talk exactly why that is in our TCG format discussion. Which, do we have anything else for VG, Duck?
Nope. Let's just roll right.
Let's roll right into TCG, because this stuff's funny.
Yeah.
So what happened? What happened, Duck?
Somebody on Burbank, a very renowned
Very.
website for Pokemon information, posted the 2020 rotation, which happened last year because the 2020 year started in August 2019.
Yes. So the season goes by the year that the World Championship will take place.
Yes.
So so for the 20, this is now the 20, we're coming up on the 2021 season. What are you doing over there? It sounds like someone's revving a motorcycle in your bedroom.
Yeah, it's next to my room. Like outside though.
That guy's kind of a jerk.
I know, he only does it when we record.
I know. Tell him to go away. Go and quack at him.
I don't talk to people around here.
Dude, you need to go quack at him. Get out of the yard, start going quack, 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 quack. So we're gonna push through. Just ignore it. So yeah, this is the. Oh my lord! Listen to that.
Oh my gosh! I'll keep turning the mic gain down every time I'm not talking.
Oh my lord! So what happens is people say, "Oh, 2020." And if you look up 2020 rotation, you're still going to find it. That stuff is still out there. And it's on the official Pokemon website because we still are in the 2020 season. So they're going to, and you can still find 2019 stuff on there. They never delete anything off their website. And somebody posted it on Burbank, and everybody was going crazy about, oh boy, I'm keeping my Ultra Prism Jirachi. This is great. Guess what, folks?
First off,
it wasn't Ultra Prism. It wasn't Ultra Prism. It wasn't Ultra Prism. But it was Jirachi. That was the one that they were going crazy about. But yeah, they were going crazy because they thought they were going to keep and stuff. I know that they, on the Burbank specifically, they have been corrected. But there's other places that they may not have been. I've seen some other Pokemon leagues that posted the wrong information because they got it off Burbank. And that's not to say the admins at Burbank didn't take action immediately, but they can't be on there 24/7. They can't monitor the thing all day long. And someone's going to post something in good faith, getting excited because they thought they had the good information, and they didn't. What did you see, Duck?
Yeah, I just saw. So I posted in a group chat I'm in for Pokemon, and I was like, somebody's like, "Yo, 2020 rotation hit today." I'm like, "Yeah, you can fuck off, Malamar." Yeah, Duck hated Malamar and hates Malamar so much that he'll swear for it.
That's a first, folks. Mark down the date. It is the 27th day of April, 2020. Not that one. It's 6:35 p.m. Central Standard Time.
No, I posted that. I was like, screw Malamar, and then they're like, no, Malamar's staying, and somebody else was like, yeah, it stays, and I'm like, what are you talking about? It's literally in like one of the first two sets that's rotating. And then they posted that, and I'm like,
way to go, genius.
Dude, those are the exact cards that are illegal now.
Yeah, they didn't do you a favor and not rotate, folks. They're still going to make their money next season.
To be fair, this is this guy's first year playing competitive. So,
right on.
He hasn't had to experience rotation before. He used to play Yu-Gi-Oh!
My lord.
I'm sorry.
So, we did talk about rotation, what we thought it was going to be back in the fall. Back before, what was going on in December? I don't remember. What was going on in December? Was that Oceania?
Comparing it.
Was that Oceania? I don't remember, but it was back in December. We were doing speculation, and I think we nailed it. So where are we rotating them?
There's a general pattern. They reserve the right. They always mention, like, these are the sets we're choosing to rotate. They're not locked into anything, but there's definitely a pattern where they rotate 4 sets and then any of the mini sets in between. So, like, Dragon's Majesty was a small set, but Dragon's Majesty is rotating because it's between Celestial Storm and Lost Thunder.
Right on. So where are we at? Where did we rotate?
We rotated Ultra Prism, Forbidden Light, Celestial Storm, Dragon's Majesty, and Lost Thunder. There's another piece of this pattern is whenever they create new kinds of cards, like the tag team cards.
Yeah.
So all the sets from when they introduced tag teams onward were are now legal. Same thing for when they had Ultra Prism. All the cards that had Prism stars, all those sets were legal.
Yeah.
Like that was where they drew the line at a game changing type of card.
Yeah, and they can do that at their whim. There is no saying, well, it's going to be this every year. No, they can next year. They can just say, right. Guess what? Only cards that came out in the last 3 months. Screw y'all.
They could do.
They
that.
could do it.
But I'm going to predict it now because there's a pattern. I bet you next year they rotate everything before Sword and Shield.
Yeah. And we'd already discussed that back in December, that the next rotation will probably be Sword and Shield forward, but from right now it is Team Up, correct?
Yes, Team Up onward.
Yep, Team Up onward.
And once the tag teams are gone, you're gonna get to Attack on Turn 1. You heard it here first, like 2 years early, folks.
2 years early, and we predicted it. We did.
Yeah, in 2 years when we're still doing this, and I was right, then we'll think back on that good old episode 42.
Oh, episode 42! Back during the zombie apocalypse.
Also, promos 158 and higher.
Black Star promos
are staying. Yeah, and that's Sun and Moon promos.
So what key cards are we losing right now? Out of standard.
Out of standard, we're losing not too much. That's actually in the forefront of the game. I haven't gone through and scrounge for every single item card. Fire's losing some of their support. So like your the fiery flints are gone.
Mm-hmm.
Malamar is probably the biggest thing.
Yeah, no more Malamar.
Tag team is losing a lot of its available move pool.
You broke out there. Which tag team?
Mewtwo.
Oh, Mew. Gotcha.
It's losing a lot of its available pool of moves to use from. So it's going to lose Solgaleo, which is probably one of the best ones. 120 damage to take 2 energy from your discard and put it on one of your bench Pokemon. That's promo number 120. I remember because I always have to distinct. There's too many Solgaleos out there.
There is. There's way too many of those.
Rayquaza GX is leaving. Ultra Necrozma is leaving. These are things that made a big splash in their time, but they're not necessarily making a huge splash right now.
No, and
the format has pretty much gone, almost full tag teams, and then with the Pokemon V, I bet by the time rotation happens, there's going to be enough support there that the Vs are actually being played more. This is usually what happens.
Yeah, and there's a pattern to it, and they're traditionally it's the way they do. When they come up with a new gimmick. I mean, that's the best way to put it. It's a new gimmick. We started out with Mega Evolutions. We started out with, then we went into what, GXs.
Yep, GXs.
No, breaks.
Oh, well, yeah, breaks were after Megas. They were side by side though.
Yeah, and I nah. Nah.
The breaks were a pretty bad idea. There was only 2 breaks that were worth using out of all of them.
What was it? Greninja break. That was the only one worth using. And even then, just the whole dynamic of the way the card, you're turning this card sideways.
There were some shenanigans with Trevenant break as well.
Shenanigans.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're not going too hard, too deep cuts. I mean, people are gonna lose some decks. Don't get me wrong. Yeah, we're gonna lose some decks.
Definitely. Malamar decks are gone. They're removing a whole play style with Malamar. That's the hardest hitting one.
Right on.
And then anything else,
there's
I didn't
two.
have enough time to look through all the lists of all the cards yet.
Of course, but there's 2 camps on that, and you've already seen them. Is everyone's like, "Yay, Malamar's gone!" The other one's like, "No, not Malamar." And it's not the top deck, but it's up there, and you're gonna see that go away. So if you're playing a Malamar deck, folks, if you're playing it now, start looking for something else, because when play actually kicks back up, it's not going to kick back up until post rotation.
Right.
All right. So, you have anything else on the TCG side for us, Dougie?
That's it.
That's it. Because again, no one's playing right now, so there's no news. You just got us to look forward to every week, and that's your Pokemon fix right there. So let's move on. What do we got on the Pokemon Go side? I believe that Pokemon Go is next. If it isn't, it is now.
Yep. Well, it's next anyway. You see him not freaking out.
He's not stuttering and stammering. Oh God, he changed.
So a freak incident occurred last Tuesday. That's what happens. We record an episode and then something happens that's worth talking about.
But is it really?
I mean, I guess not. I thought it was bigger. When I heard about it, I thought it was bigger than it was. But I guess a freak incident occurred on last Tuesday when a player was trying to catch a Chikorita and it fled, and then it appeared on his screen 10 times bigger.
It Gigantamaxed.
Dynamaxed. You can tell there's a lot of people writing articles about this that don't play Pokemon. Because there's no Gigantamax Chikorita.
There is now.
No, it's Dynamax Chikorita.
Fine.
It has to change form to be a Gigantamax.
Dude, tell your neighbor I'm going to come shove a potato up his tailpipe.
I don't know what he's doing. He needs to just drive away.
No, you quack yourself over to the window, get on your little flippers, flap, 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 waddle, waddle your ass over there. You tell him, I got a potato, and I'm going to come over there with the potato, and I'm going to shove it so far up his tailpipe, and I'm not talking about the bike. Anyway.
It's actually an old car. I don't even know what kind of car it is.
I don't care.
Okay, I'm just saying.
Tell him to go away.
He's in his driveway.
I don't tell him to go away anyway. He should be afraid of you. You're a big strapping guy.
He's bigger and strappinger.
All right, go tell him you got ninja skills. I don't care. Wah!
I got ninja skills. I'm good at Fortnite.
Hey, I got nunchuck skills because chicks dig guys with skills.
Computer hacking skills, nunchuck skills.
If you know what reference that's from, you get imaginary internet points.
The final thing that I wanted to touch base on is that the Sword and Shield anime.
Yeah, this is ridiculous. This is ridiculous.
Why is it ridiculous?
I know it's not in the format, so I don't know exactly what you're going to say, but I'm pretty sure I know. And
it isn't the format.
Well, I'm not looking at it again, so you talk about it.
Okay, the Sword and Shield anime is now dubbed. It's not actually called Sword and Shield. It's called Pokemon Journeys, and it's gonna premiere on June 12th. And I think it's worth watching.
Okay, it's gonna be in English. I was talking about the other one.
What other one?
The other anime that comes out in increments occasionally.
Oh, Twilight Wings.
Twilight Wings.
I haven't.
Have you seen all the false outrage online?
Oh, what's going on?
The latest episode, I have not watched it yet.
Okay.
Apparently,
water gym leader in it.
Yes, but it has Pokemon that aren't in Sword and Shield.
Is that what they're mad about?
So much anger and vitriol about this that the company that made it actually issued an apology.
What?
Yes. I thought for sure you would have picked it up and put it in the format. That's why I didn't bother to.
No, I wish I would have heard about it.
It's ridiculous.
So were they mad that Pokemon, like
that Pokemon that aren't available in the latest?
What about the other seasons?
Yeah, that ain't canon anymore.
I guarantee you, Ash has seen, like, we see Pokemon in the anime that aren't native to that region and aren't available in the games in that region without transferring.
Yeah, but you know we gotta complain online. I mean, if I don't get what I want, I'm gonna call my friend Mark and we're gonna riot. I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get all my friends together, and we're gonna write nasty emails, and we're gonna go on Reddit.
and guess what? All 5 of us, we're not gonna watch any more episodes of that show.
Well, I mean, yeah, we still are, but
well, it's pretty good. Like, it's got a good story and stuff.
But we're gonna downvote it.
Yeah.
Yeah, take that.
Yeah, I'm not watching it on YouTube. Ad block on YouTube.
Yeah. I'm gonna ad block it, and then I'm gonna downvote, and then I'm just gonna, and then I'm gonna put nasty things in the comments. That'll get me some imaginary internet points, and the chicks will dig me.
I saw Heracross in the anime, and I know for a fact that Heracross isn't in that region. I'm freaking.
They don't even care, man. They don't even care. They don't
even care about being realistic.
Oh! If you want to be realistic, we gotta get into the dogfighting rings. That's about as realistic compared to Pokemon as you're gonna get.
Hey, hold on a second. What
am I holding on to?
How come there's cards in the TCG set, the Sword and Shield TCG set, that are Pokemon that aren't in the Sword and Shield game?
You shook me, bro. You shook me.
Hold on. Yeah, there's a Rayquaza promo that came out in Japan, and Rayquaza's not in Sword and Shield.
Oh, I don't know. You ought to go. You need to get on 4chan like right now.
See, this is why I quit TCG. I'm tired of this outlandish.
I'm going on 4chan. I'm going to grow in my neck beard, and I'm going to go on 4chan.
I wish I didn't shave today.
See, this is what happens, folks, when there's not a whole lot of news and we're left to our own devices. Shenanigans. So back to Pokemon Go. Just in case anybody's not aware of this, they did start the remote raids. If you haven't done so yet, you can go into the store and you can purchase 3 remote raid passes for 1 Pokecoin. I did it right before we started just to make sure, and I did it just fine. Duck, you were reading a little bit more about what the remote raids are going to be, and I'm not exactly pleased.
Yeah, so you get the one-time offer of Pokecoins for one coin, or what the raid passes for 1 coin, and then after that, it's 100 Pokecoins for 1 raid pass, or 250 for 3. I don't know.
And
what
you can only have
dollars to coins.
You can only have 3 in your inventory.
Right.
It's almost like $1 a piece.
For $1 for 100 coins.
It's something like that. It's something really close to that.
Okay, so basically you're paying $250 if you wanna. You probably can't buy 250 coins, so you probably got to spend at least $3. I guarantee. Is there a 50 coins button? Probably not.
There is 100 coins for 99 cents.
Yep.
550 coins for $4.99. 1,200 coins for $9.99.
So if you don't have any coins and you want to do raids, then you have to pay $5 minimum.
Yeah, it's
three 100 coin purchases.
Yeah, but here's the thing: the remote raids look like they're gonna suck.
Yeah, Okay, so it gets worse. Only 5 people are allowed in the remote raids, and you can only do raids that you can see from your house.
And you have to have a Pokemon in it, don't you?
No. So you can do any raid you can see from your house. It doesn't matter how far away a gym is. You can do raids if you have a Pokemon in that gym.
Okay, so you can do ones you can either see or you have a Pokemon in.
Or if you have a Pokemon in that gym.
Okay.
So, like, if you had a Pokemon before you moved in a gym, and then you moved where you moved, you could still do raids in that city.
Dude, that'd be kind of funny if I still had one sitting up there in PA.
That would be cool. But then you have to, like, know when a raid is going to start there. How would you know that?
Yeah, well, there's actually groups, and there's one of those in PA where everyone that is, like, hardcore Pokemon Go. And shout out to the Central PA Pokemon Go Facebook group. They actually have a rescue request where they put, I've had this Pokemon, it's been here for a month and a half. Can someone please go knock it out?
That's funny. And so does that have to be somebody from another team?
No, I guess it would have to be, wouldn't it?
Dang, so people gotta work.
Gotta work with other teams. Gotta get an altruistic team to somebody from another team to do it. But so they took something where they're saying, okay, we understand people can't leave their houses. We're gonna do this, and they're saying, okay, hey, here's something else you could do so you can keep playing. It's gonna cost you money.
Yeah, it really seems like they're doubling down on capitalizing instead of trying to provide content to the people that are being hurt by the pandemic.
Which I understand. It's a company. It has to make money. But there's ways to do it that aren't. This seems sleazy.
Yeah.
This just seems sleazy.
I've been at awe about how many companies aren't capitalizing. You know, like movies are coming out for you to rent on your TV that, you know, aren't going to go to the theaters because of this. Or, you know, so a lot of movies that people should be paying to see are coming out for free on different streaming services. And I think that's really cool. Like, people are going to remember the companies that did stuff like this to be like, hey, we know it sucks. Here's what I can do to make it better. Pokemon, or, well, no, I don't know if it's Pokemon, but Niantic is like, hey, I want money.
Since you're stuck at home, we'll let you keep playing for money.
For a fee.
So yeah, I think it's kind of sleazy.
Yeah, I hate ending on such a negative note, but
We could go back to talking about Animal Crossing.
why don't we just start an Animal Crossing podcast?
We might. Who knows? I mean, I'll tell you, it's you and I are both fortunate enough that we did not. We were not out of work during this.
Oh yeah.
But I got to tell you, can you imagine the amount of content we'd be cranking out right now if you and I were both off work?
Oh man, I would be making so many anime videos.
We just had a new episode come out the other day of the Untitled Anime Show.
Oh yeah,
We did for Fire Force.
Straight fire.
It was Fire Force.
I mean, that show is hot, dude.
Well, I wouldn't go that far, but it does have a lot of
really
fire
like
references in it. We have another episode coming out this week. Typically, they're coming out on Thursdays, providing my internet stays intact. And this week is going to be that time I got reincarnated as a slime.
Another good one.
It is a good one, but we weren't going to ruin anything. But I think later this week we're also going to be filming episodes for Naruto.
Oh, are we gonna film that?
Yeah, we're going to film that. I've got notes. And what was the other one?
How to not summon a demon lord.
Yes! Another one that made your girlfriend leave the room.
I've got notes.
So check that out on our YouTube channel. Just search for Mount Moon Crew. You'll find us on YouTube. You can find all of our episodes for the Mount Moon Review podcast. You can find the Untitled Anime Show. You can find stuff from my streaming. You can find our dual stream videos where we do shenanigans. And you're going to see a lot more stuff on our Facebook pages. Right now, this particular podcast is being live streamed as we record on both mine, Ducks, the Gettysburg Pokemon League actually has us streaming on their page, and the Mount Moon Review podcast page. So feel free to check out those pages. You can find mine at the Raspberry01. You can find Ducks at Blue Duck Gold Duck. That's Blue Duck Gold Duck without the E. And just for those that may have previously listened to our podcast in its audio format, on such platforms as Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and Google Podcasts, you may have noticed that the last 2 episodes have not been listed on Google Play, on Spotify, or iTunes. That is because the service that we used to host those files, I don't know what happened to it. The website certificate expired, so I can't log into it securely. The owner has disappeared from the face of the earth. He had his phone disconnected, so I actually had to, remove it from an authorized payee on my PayPal. So we're in the process of looking for another one. As soon as we get another provider, we'll upload. We're not going to upload the entire library, but we will upload some back episodes. And all of our episodes are available on our YouTube channel, so check them out there. Okay, that's enough plugs for us. Duck, do you have anything else?
That's it.
Then get us out of here.
So until next time, just remember, if it's too good to be blue, it's probably gold.
Have a week.
Just because your card is magic, you think you're safe because you killed my life orb. Baby, do you dare to not flinch? Cause I'm coming at you like a dark pulse. I know you're gonna throw, you're gonna throw. there's no critical hits.